Welcome to Tax File. I am your host, Laure Bala Hassan, and today's episode is packed with valuable insights. We kick off with the latest tax news, bringing you up to date on important developments. Then, in our Did You Know segment, we uncover interesting tax facts. We'll also hear from you in our Vox Pop segment, exploring public opinions on key tax matters. In the Knowledge Zone, we take a closer look at those views and break them down in details. Next, our Professional Insight segment features expert analysis to help you navigate tax complexities. And finally, in What's on the Net, we respond to your questions and comments from our social media. Get ready for an enlightening discussion. Let's dive in. And now, the news. The Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, recently completed a two-day stakeholder engagement with Nigeria's manufacturing sector in Lagos, marking a significant step towards the nationwide launch of its electronic invoicing, e-invoicing platform scheduled for July 25, 2025. Evelyn Shija reports.
The e-invoicing initiative, part of federal government's digital economy policy and strategy 2020 to 2030, aims to enhance transparency, improve tax compliance, and streamline business operations by facilitating real-time electronic exchange of invoices. Mike Adoga, Acting Director of Tax Automation at FIRS, assured stakeholders that the platform is designed to integrate seamlessly with existing business processes, accommodating various invoicing formats and languages to ensure interoperability across industries and international markets. The system adopts global invoicing standards such as PEPAL, UBL, and ISO 20022 and will be implemented in phases, starting with large taxpayers and extending to medium and small enterprises. Sadiq Arogundade, lead consultant on the project, confirmed that the infrastructure is fully operational, with several large companies already participating in the pilot phase. He stated that users can issue various invoice types, store them securely, and generate self-issued invoices under the platform's flexible cross-border compatible design.
E-invoicing itself is a tax invoice in a structured electronic form. So they have FIRS signature, they have tax authority signature. And the essence of this is for us to take a journey towards digital transformation.
E-invoicing is simply saying, how do we, through the use of technology, allow these taxpayers to transmit all their transactions to our tax system so that even before they come to file, we have information regarding their transaction.
The recent engagement, focusing on manufacturers and oil and gas operators, represents the final phase of consultations. FIRS reaffirmed its commitment to providing technical support and partnering with private sector during the transition.
16 countries in Africa have already deployed e-invoicing. It's one of the fundamental and foundation level of standardization and transparency that most economies in the world need. And we were actually very pleasantly surprised at the level of support that we're getting from the large taxpayers community and the consultants.
Businesses are encouraged to review their accounting processes and ensure readiness ahead of the go-live date, signaling a transformative shift in Nigeria's tax and digital economy landscape.
In a bold move hailed by taxpayers and fiscal experts alike, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, concluded its special weekend operations for the month of June, an initiative rolled out nationwide to support businesses in meeting their company's income tax (CIT) obligations. Usaina Ibrahim reports.
The directive issued by FIRS Executive Chairman Dr. Zach Adedeji ensured tax offices remained open throughout the weekends of June 2025. The measure was part of FIRS' broader commitment to delivering on its customer-focused promise. transforming not just policy but practice across the country's tax ecosystem. The move reflects what Adedeji described as a shift towards proactive service delivery and a genuine desire to simplify tax processes. As July unfolds, stakeholders await data on the impact of this effort, with some already calling for its adoption as a permanent fixture in the FIRS calendar.
The chairman of the Presidential Tax Reform Committee, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, has called for a lower corporate tax rates, streamlined regulations, and refined tariff systems to boost investment and drive economic growth. Ejura A2 Okpanachi has the report.
Speaking in Abuja at a public lecture marking his 50th birthday, Oyedele stressed on the need to cut tariffs on raw materials and intermediate goods to reduce production costs. He outlined key tax reform measures including full income tax exemptions for over a third of workers, higher threshold for smaller businesses, and zero rating of essential goods. Oyedele also emphasized credible data, inclusive policies, and people-focused investment as vital to improving tax compliance and easing the burden on the poor. The event was attended by top government officials, including the chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Dr. Zak Adedeji, who praised Oyedele's effort and highlighted the importance of implementing the reforms once the tax reform bill is signed into law. Finance Minister Wale Edun also commended Oyedele, describing the reforms as a landmark achievement aimed at transforming Nigeria's tax landscape and strengthening the economy.
Introducing the FIRS e-invoicing system, Merchant Buyer Solution, the future of business transactions in Nigeria. With e-invoicing, businesses can now generate and manage invoices digitally, reducing paperwork and increasing efficiency. E-invoicing is a key initiative aimed at reducing tax fraud, improving cash flow, and enhancing the overall ease of doing business in Nigeria. With e-invoicing, businesses can enjoy numerous benefits, including reduced paperwork and increased efficiency, improved accuracy and reduced errors, enhanced security and reduced risk of tax fraud, faster payment processing, and improved cash flow. Visit the FIRS website today to sign up and learn more on www.einvoice.firs.gov.ng. E-invoicing, making Nigeria's business environment brighter. FIRS, simplifying tax, maximizing revenue.
Let's join Mariam on the Vox Pop segment.
Hello and a warm welcome to you on the Vox Pop segment of the program Tax File, where we find out from random people what their views are about tax-related matters. Today, we'll be looking at the capital gains tax. My name is Mariam Julde Adura. Come. So what do you understand by capital gains tax?
Well, good afternoon. Capital gains tax is actually a tax based on the proceeds from sales of properties, and it is rated at 10% of what's sold. There are other nitty-gritties in between, but it's just the rate, 10% on items sold. Thank you.
Is it a company now or a personal property or what?
Well, CGT should be charged on every taxpayer, ranging from limited liability companies to enterprises and then individuals as well. I mean, as an individual, you sell your property too, you should also charge CGT and then remit to the state government, while companies should remit that to federal. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, capital gains tax. This is a tax you pay if you make any gain on any disposal of any assets in Nigeria. You if you sell your shares, stock, real estate, property, even beautiful, expensive artwork. If you sell it at a higher cost than you purchased it, then it is a gain, a capital gain, and you pay a capital gain tax to the government. which is calculated at 10% of your profits. If you remove any costs associated with advertising and disposal of the assets, what is remaining is your profit, and you pay 10% to the government as capital gains tax.
Ma'am, we want to find out what is capital gains tax.
Okay. Capital gain tax is a tax paid on property. It is usually charged when the property is sold out. The taxpayer will calculate the tax after the property has been sold. He will minus or reduce all the expenses that are liable under capital gain tax. Then 10% of that amount is charged and then will be submitted to Federal Inland Revenue Service as capital gain tax. It's mostly tax on property. Yeah,
Thank
or assets.
you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
ma'am. Thank you.
Did you know the petroleum profit tax is strictly administered and enforced by the Federal Inland Revenue Service only? For more information, visit our website on www.firs.gov.ng.
Ashu Abe takes us on the Knowledge Zone.
Hello and welcome to Knowledge Zone, where we shed more light on interesting conversations I earlier had on the streets. I remain your host, Ashu Abe. In this episode, we'll be talking about capital gains tax. Gains accruing to chargeable persons, individual or company, on disposable of chargeable assets shall be subject to tax. Under the Capital Gains Tax Act at the rate of 10%, there is no distinction between long-term and short-term gains and no inflation adjustment to cost for CGT purposes. The due date for filing returns and payment of this tax is the same as companies' income tax. Allowable expenditure for the purpose of CGT includes fees, commissions, or remunerations paid for professional services and cost of transfer. Gains exempted from CGT include those arising from disposable of decorations awarded for valor and gallant conduct, life insurance policy, Nigerian government securities, stock and shares, etc. Gains shall not be chargeable if it accrues to some organizations, provided the gain is not derived from any disposal of any asset acquired in connection with any trade carried on by the organization. For example, educational institution of public charter, statutory registered friendly society, cooperative society registered under the Cooperative Society Law of any state, trade unions registered under the Trade Unions Act. Over to you, Lori.
And now to our Professional Insights segment.
As the SC Technical, Special Advisor Technical to the Executive Chairman of FIRS, my role involves advising the Executive Chairman of issues that come to his attention in resolving complex taxpayers' matters. For example, there are times that our tax offices had issues with taxpayers, and taxpayers will appeal to the Executive Chairman to say, they want intervention of the Executive Chairman in resolving the matters. So the matters will be referred to my office, then I will review the issues, call the office, get the files, then check what are the issues, interview the tax officers, then recommend to the Executive Chairman to approve or decline the taxpayer's request. Now, when taxpayers appeal to the Executive Chairman to say they want a waiver or they want intervention, the number of factors that guide my decisions or my recommendation to the Executive Chairman is to, number one, liaise with the other departments like tax policy department or revenue accounting or any other related departments to ask for their opinion. And when we receive those opinions, then we review the tax laws, then discuss with the tax office. If it's fair enough, then I recommend to the Executive Chairman. Well, number one, you look at the kind of business the taxpayer is doing. Just like the executive chairman used to say that we are not taxing the seed, we are taxing the fruit. So we look at the business. If the business is struggling, because it's better for the business to survive, not the business to die, so that you can have more fruit to tax in the future. So we look at that, the business model, the kind of business the taxpayer is doing. If it's something that we look at, business can survive, then I recommend to the executive chairman to either give extend maybe the period of payment so that the business can survive and be able to pay taxes in future and survive. Otherwise, you apply the law. Definitely, you look at the position of the law so that you are not, because the executive chairman doesn't have the power to waive the taxes for anybody. It's only the president that can waive taxes. But he has the power to waive to apply. He has the discretionary power for the instrumental payments and also to waive the interest and penalty. And even at that, it has to be done in a way that is fair and is fair to the country, to revenue generation. So that because a number of taxpayers want to take advantage of, we can have access to the chairman, we can apply, we can appeal to his emotions, in waiving the penalty. But you now need to put your feet down. If the business has made profit over the years, and this year is now asking for a waiver or instrumental, it's like taking advantage of other taxpayers that are complying. So you look at the compliance status of the taxpayer before you recommend to the executive chairman. My work is to advise the executive chairman. But at the same time, you look at, there are a number of taxpayers that want to take advantage of the system or take advantage of the tax law. You look at the tax law and at the same time you relate with the tax office. There are a couple of issues that taxpayers will have with technical matters with the service, like they are not able to generate their TIN number, or somebody is trying to take advantage of them. He's saying do something before you get your TIN number or before we give you an assessment. Or if those issues come to the attention of the executive chairman or my office, I liaise with the office or talk to the relevant department in resolving the matter for the taxpayers. My office work with other departments in checking the compliance status. If some taxpayers are meeting their compliance status from time to time, some are not meeting it up, then my office work with other relevant departments in ensuring that either enforcement is carried out or the compliance department is triggered to say what's the compliance status and how do you follow up with the taxpayers in meeting up. One of the significant issues that came up is a known conglomerate in this country that had about 50 tax issues, court cases with the service, either against the service or the service against the conglomerate. So the president of the conglomerate and the chief operating officer came to the executive chairman and said they want a one-stop shop in resolving their tax issues, in resolving the court cases. So the executive chairman called me to the meeting and was handed over to me. And what I did is to call the relevant tax offices for the files and engage the relevant directors in those tax offices in resolving it. And gradually, after like 2 months, those tax issues were resolved. And from time to time, the office, the conglomerate has seen my office as the one-stop shop that can resolve their tax issues. And anytime they have issues with any tax office, they refer to my office first, then I will engage the tax office. In terms of technology, a couple of our processes needs to be automated so that taxpayers will reduce email intervention from time to time. So we need to improve on the technology, and I know the current management has taken it upon themselves to improve on to increase the technology space, so that taxpayers will not have to engage human beings in trying to frustrate them or anything. So when you want to file your tax returns or you want to get your tax assessment, we expect that to be automated and will reduce human intervention to the barest minimum. So what I would say to taxpayer is, when you are filing make sure you file correctly, because it's one of the issues that you can have with the tax office. If you file correctly, if your records are straight, there's nobody can come after you when your records are straight. But if you are not filing correctly, if your records are not straight, then definitely somebody will want to take advantage of you. So what I would say to taxpayers is to make sure that their compliance status is up to date. And when their compliance status is up to date, if anybody comes to them or want to work against them, they can raise the issue with the executive chairman. And of course, definitely there's nobody will want to take advantage of if your compliance status is fine. Most of our tax officers, of course, we agree that there are bad elements. We're all human beings, but I can say, with a sense of responsibility, that a number of our officers are experienced, they are professional, and they will not want to take advantage of you.
Como, you don't hear about the FIRS e-invoicing system wey be merchant buyer solution? Yes o, country people, na the future of business matter for we Naija. With e-invoicing, businesses go fit generate and manage invoices the digital way, which go help reduce paperwork and increase wetin oyibo dey call efficiency. FIRS don carry hand knack their chest, say they wan make tax compliance simple. This e-invoicing go help drive away mago and wuruwuru from tax matter. E go improve as money go dey flow, and e go make doing business for we country easy. Other benefits be say no errors for tax matter, payments go dey sharp sake of say bye to delays. Join the revolution and take advantage of the plenty benefits of e-invoicing. Visit the FIRS website today, make you sign up and learn more on top www.einvoice.firs.gov.ng. FIRS, simplifying tax, maximizing revenue.
Over to SWAT for what's on the net.
Hello and welcome to What's on the Net. My name is Joyce Wateku. At Rufus_0123 is asking, when I registered for TIN last year, this number was given to me as my FIRS TIN. Yesterday, I registered on Tax Promax via website. The confirmation message sent to me states that my FIRS TIN is the same as pre-TIN. Please, I am confused with these two TIN. As at last year, the platform used for generating TIN is the web portal. And with the introduction of TIN registration on Tax Promax, a new pre-TIN would be generated and issued to your company for use going forward, since all related services will be carried out on the Tax Promax platform. At Code Genty is asking, when will this validation error during registration be fixed? It has been more than a year since I first saw the error message. For this validation error to be fixed, you need to input the correct email address and phone number used to register the company at CAC for the OTP code to be sent to you. If you keep inputting a wrong phone number other than the one used for registration at CAC, the code will not be sent to you.
And that's a wrap for this episode of Tax File. I hope you've gained new insights and a better understanding of today's tax matters. I remain your host, Laure Bala Hassan. FIRS, simplifying tax, maximizing revenue.